Hi, my name is Pam, and I wanted to talk to you today about the Oscars, being racist versus prejudices, segregation, a bunch of things. But let's start with racism versus prejudice. Although people think that those are one and the same, they are not. Prejudice is a preconceived opinion or thought that's not based on reason or even actual experience. We're all prejudiced. We're prejudiced against color, religion, height, weight, gay, straight, politics, even sports. There are just way too many differences to name. It's how you act on those prejudices that make you a racist. Let me be clear and clarify something here before everybody gets all crazy and up in arms about what I just said. The only thing in the previously mentioned that your actions can make you a racist on is ethnicity. And that's only if you have the power to do harm or hinder an individual based on their ethnicity. You cannot be a racist to homosexuals. They are not an ethnicity. You cannot be a racist towards someone of a different religion. Religion is not an ethnicity. I'm going to jump over to the Will Jada Smith fiasco for a second. So, Will and Jada, Hollywood is racist because you didn't get nominated for a little naked gold statue. Was Hollywood racist while you and Jada were making millions and living in a home big enough to call a compound? I don't know what your struggle was or what you had to do to get to where you have gotten to in Hollywood, but you can't have as much money as you do in an industry and then turn around and say it's unfair to blacks. You have helped Hollywood for years promote their image of what all Americans strive for, when it has always been about elitism, cronyism, sexism, racism, anti-Christian, and yet Hollywood tries to promote themselves as being for everyone and caring, having their hand out to help everybody all over the world. What fundraiser can we help you with? Just to make themselves look good. All Hollywood wants is segregation. That is what they are all about. Look at the movies. Look at the TV shows. Now, this kind of leads me a little bit over to the separatism piece of what I wanted to talk about. We have so much separatism in this country. We're separate in our communities, our churches, our schools, our friends. Come on, people. Look around you. What does your everyday look like? Not who you work with, because you have no control over that, but the people in your everyday life that you choose to be there, that are a different color than you. That challenge is for everyone. Ask yourself, how did you personally in your life become so segregated? That is not a criticism to anyone. That is just an honest self-evaluation about who we choose to be around. We are so separated, people. You cannot have equality as long as you preach separatism. I understand if you feel you're not being represented, you create something that represents you. That is fair. However, when you create something that is just as separate as that which you are upset or hurt by, you're not accomplishing anything positive towards equality. What makes a louder sound or a bigger statement than having a separate community? Black shows or organizations that are separate, having one that is all inclusive of every color. You become inclusive, and that makes the very thing that you are fighting against become very foolish. When you continue to segregate, well, that makes you just as foolish. My dream is very similar to Dr. King's. I dream of a time when we can live in a world where skin color doesn't matter. I dream of a world where the communities are diverse, with different races living together. I dream of a world where people don't do a double take when families introduce someone of a different race to their relatives. I dream of a world where it's not frowned upon for a white person to adopt a little black baby, or a black person to adopt a little white baby. Like Dr. King, I dream of a world where people are judged on their character and not their color of their skin. Some may say, Pam, well, that's what heaven's going to be like. And I say to them, you're correct, but there is nothing wrong with having a little bit of heaven on earth. Thank you guys for listening. That's just Pam's perspective. Have a great evening.